Hi, I'm Miss Williams, and I was thinking, it would be really helpful for me to show you how to do some of the division that we're doing in class. Now, this way that I'm going to show you, it's like the normal way, the way that I learned and the way that you learned, but we use a couple of different terms to teach the steps, and so when you come home and you hear your kids talking about dad and mom and sister and brother and rover, and you're like, what does that have to do with division? I will show you. So, I have this cute little chart up here. It's color-coded in my classroom. All of my charts are color-coded too. So I figured I would use the same teaching technique. Dad is just a symbol to help us remember that the first step we do is divide. Mom, she helps us multiply. Then sister, we subtract. Brother, we bring down. Then Rover, our little dog, is either our remainder or, I need to add something to this chart, we repeat. We're going to repeat before our remainder, so I'm going to add that on up there. So I'm going to show you this, and then down here we have power towers. Now, power towers are the fancy word that we use to call or to write down lists of multiples. So right here I've written down a list of multiples in my sixes. That's just to help us divide in this step, because I've noticed that a lot of kids still get tripped up on this step. They'll look at this over here, I've got this problem over here, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through it like I would my kids. And I look at this and I say, can 7 go into 6? It can't, so I have to look at 64. Well, how many times can 7 go into 64? And I notice that the kids get really stuck on that point. So I've told them to make a power tower. So all a power tower is you write down the list of multiples from 7 times 1 to 7 times 10. So I've got 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, and 70. And then in order for it to be a true tower, you turn it into 1. Not important, the tower, but if you want to put it, great. So from here the kids can go and they can look and find 64. Where does 64 fall on my power tower? Oh, it falls right here, between 63 and 70. So now they can just look and they can count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I know that I can make 9 whole groups of 7 with 64. And that's when they need to write the quotient, that answer, that 9, above the 64. Now I've noticed some kids sometimes will get stuck and they'll put the 9 down here. And one thing we really try to emphasize is that when we find our groups, we put it up in our quotient. Then we move on to our next step, which is mom, where we multiply. So we multiply 7 times 9. Well, 7 times 9 equals 63. We bring it down there. We've done our multiplication. Now it's time for sister, or subtract. Well, 64 minus 63 equals 1. So we've done that step. Now it's time to bring down whatever other numbers we have left. So we're going to bring down our 8. And we have 18. Now we look at our next step, our repeat, or our rover, repeat or remainder. Well, I can still get groups of 7 out of 18. And I've noticed that kids seem to get tripped up on this step too. So we've worked and we've told them, okay, when you get to this point, you have to go and find this number on your power tower. So they're going to come over, find 18 from newly find 18 on their power tower, and it's right here, in between 14 and 21. They look, oh, only 2 groups. So they're going to take their 2, and this goes up in the quotient again. So we went back and we did our dividing step. Now I need to multiply again. We need to do each step each time. Multiply the 2 times, we did 7 times 9, and now we're going to do 7 times 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Now we move on to our subtraction step. Subtract that, that's 4. We have no other numbers to bring down, so brother's done. And since 4 is less than 7, that becomes our remainder. So our quotient here is 92, remainder 4. Now ideally we'd like to get the students to the point where they do this without the power tower, but if that's what they need for right now, then that's what we're going to have them do. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, comment or email me or let me know. Thanks!